Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about getting started with your creative journey. So I'm fairly far into my creative journey at this point. I've made like various films and albums and stuff like that, so I've done a fair bit and I understand what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what I can do to improve myself, what I should do more of and less of, and that kind of thing. But I feel like maybe if you're watching this, you might not be that far into your journey. Maybe you've only made a couple sort of almost demo projects to try and figure out yourself and that kind of thing. And you might be wondering how you can progress yourself and get better at whatever the thing is that you're doing, be it making an album or making a film or making some YouTube videos or whatever. And I think the core simple thing, one sentence, is just make more stuff. 3 words, make more stuff, right? The more stuff you make, the more bad stuff you make, right? In some of that bad stuff will be little nuggets of gold, right? And that's totally fine. You're going to make some crap, but it's fine because there will be little nuggets in there, right? I look back at some of my old 2017 videos the other day, right? When I was just getting started on my creative journey and figuring out who I was and what do I want to make and that kind of thing. And there's a couple videos in there that I found myself laughing at and like actually enjoying. And there were some that I just looked at like that. Fuck me, I made that. And I was just really embarrassed by it. And those are both feelings, right? But the fact that I made something that I could still remain semi-proud of, even in just a sort of understanding where I was at the time sort of way, is important, because I would never be where I am now, making this sort of stuff, which people apparently resonate with, if I hadn't made all that stuff back then, which nobody resonated with because it was a load of shite, right? You need to make a load of shite in order to be able to make some good stuff. Look at Stanley Kubrick, look at the start of his career. He made that World War I film that no one talks about because it's a load of crap, right? It's not the worst film ever, but it's whatever, you know? It's certainly no Clockwork Orange or 2001 or anything like that. Steven Spielberg, he started off by making a film for his high school sort of thing. It was this 2.5-hour mess of a student film that has been more or less lost to time. All your favourite directors started out making a load of garbage. I mean, Christopher Nolan, he started off with Doodlebug, which is like this 3-minute little thing. It's all right. It's hardly Inception, you know what I mean? And everyone that you respect starts off from some point where they're just not making very good stuff. Like all my favourite bands, you look at some of their earliest demos and they're just really bad. I mean, one of my favourite bands is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, right? And I went back and I listened to Willoughby's Beach, or whatever it's called, the first EP that they did. And I just thought, I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a very simplistic sort of surf rock, garage rock kind of thing with a lot of distorted noise, and it's all recorded from iPhones. And it's, I liked it for its sort of ramshackle kind of quality. But like, there's bits where like they're out of time. There's bits where the fills are awkward. There's bits where like the guitar tone is grim and not nasty in like that was nasty, like in a that was nasty sort of way. And if they hadn't made Willoughby's Beach, right, if they had been too scared to make it because they got themselves down on their lack of talent at the time, they never would have gone on to make some of my favourite albums like Polygon Wonderland or Petrogonic Apocalypse or fucking all the other stuff that they've done, like Flying Microtonal Banana and like Murder of the Universe. And like, they made so many albums that are like good albums, and they made that because they didn't worry about making a load of crap when they started. And you're going to make some crap, right? And I think the best thing to do is just to put a book up, put the gatefold sleeve over it, right? And just release it, right? And not worry so much, right? Because now we live in a world of the internet where you can release whatever you want, so you're not stuck in this constant stasis of just having this thing that no one can see because it just sits on your desk on a tape or a VHS or whatever. Like now you can release it and get other people to see it and call it like, this has been released. I don't have to worry about this project anymore because it is done, and here's the proof it's done. You can watch it or you can listen to it. It's right here. Here's the link, right? And now I can move on to the next thing. And that's good. You need to just make stuff now. Remember, make stuff now. And the more stuff you make, the better you will get at it. And the more stuff you make, the more confident you will feel with the things that you are making, because you've found yourself getting almost into a routine of making it. And the more you can do that, the better that you can get, the more chance you have of getting somewhere with it. Maybe what might your dream be with regards to your creative works? Let's forget about the whole becoming famous, all that sort of stuff. You don't want that. You just want to make something that resonates with some people. How are you going to achieve that? Well, you need to first make something that resonates with people. And how are you going to do that? Well, first you need to make some stuff and see what works. Throw some stuff at the wall, see what works, see what doesn't, see what's sticking, see what's just dropping. Because, you know, there's that saying, throwing a load of shit at the wall, and people say it in a kind of disparaging way, like, oh, this guy's just throwing a lot of shit on the wall and seeing what sticks. It's like, well, yeah, if you're not doing that for one, like if one project is just trying to throw a load of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, like one film is doing that, that's not a good thing. But if your overall career in your creative journey is that where you're throwing a load of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, and they're all different bits of shit that are sticking at different points of the wall, that's okay, because each thing is its own little bit, and if it's stuck to the wall and it's made its own little like mold of dried shit on this wall, right? That means it stayed there, right? And you wouldn't have got it to stay there if you hadn't thrown all those bits of shit at it that just dropped to the floor. So, you know, you're going to make a load of garbage, right? And that is just not up for debate. You are going to do that, no matter how hard you try. Do you know how hard I worked on those old videos, right? I was super perfectionist with them, and I would try and like make sure the transitions were perfect and like the pacing was perfect. And in doing that, I lost the forest for the trees. And as a result, I was unable to actually make anything of real artistic worth because like I just didn't understand myself. And each time I'd do something, I would understand myself a little bit more, and the chances of making something okay were slightly increased. Now that's just not a linear curve, by the way. You need to actively care about the thing you're making. Like if you start to just factorize what you're doing, then you're going to dip in quality even though you've got more experience. The same reason that like, you know, AC/DC's 20th album, no one cares about it, right? Even though they have improved on their craft and they've worked on their craft for now 40 years. So it's not like they don't know what they're doing, right? But people prefer the older albums because they weren't factorizing it at that point, and it wasn't just this routine system that they were doing, right? You want what you're making to feel fresh and and you want the audience to feel like you give a shit about what you're making, right? You don't want to just throw a load of shit out there that is just like someone else's shit that you've just grabbed and just thrown. You need it to be your shit, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Is just you want to make sure that you're trying stuff, vary it up, you know, variety is the spice of life. Make sure that you're trying new things, and the more new things you'll try, the more chances you'll find something that you enjoy doing that gives you some kind of, you know, artistic expression that you feel like is true to you. And if you can find that, then you've made it as far as your creative journey is considered. You've maybe not made it to the full destination where you originally set out to go, but you found a nice rest stop and like a Premier Inn for the night that you can stay in. And you can at least sleep there until you're ready to continue the journey. So that's going to be it from me. Leave your comments in the thing below about whether you, you know, agree with the idea of quantity over quality, just throwing a load of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, or if you know, fundamentally disagree with this entire video, because I'm sure some of you watching this will, and that's totally fine, because, you know, not everyone is the same. Not everyone works the same way that I do, but I'm sure some people do work like I do, and this video is for those people. So yeah. Thank you very much, thank you very much, everybody, for watching this video. Right, there's proof, right, of the throwing shit at the wall. I had to say it 3 times, so 2 bits of shit didn't stick to the wall, and 1 bit did. Right, and then it came up with like a little extra bit of shit from what I'm saying now. And let's get away from this metaphor for a second and just say, thank you very much, everybody. Goodbye. Take care. Love you all. Ooh. The back of my jacket is going to be absolutely fucking filthy. Or maybe it will flatten. It's not too bad actually. This is quite muddy. This is a bike track. I'm at skate park. But it's the middle of winter, so no one's coming here. It's also a dead end fucking place. No one. There's nothing around here. Oh.